Alright, continuing with exercise 7.3, question number 3. Find the area of the triangle. Okay, remember, we're going to find the area of the triangle by joining the midpoints of the sides of the triangle whose vertices are 0, -1, 2, 1, and 0, 3. Also, they will also find a ratio between the two triangles. Okay, so the first triangle will be A, B, and C. You can already see here, right? The second was, they say what? By joining the midpoints of the sides. Alright, so what? We're going to take P to be the midpoint of AB, then Q to be the midpoint of BC, and C to be the midpoint of AC. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find a ratio between the area of the two triangles. Okay, so which means I first have to know all the coordinates of this P, Q, and R. Once we know that, we'll find the area of this bigger triangle, right? And also find the area of this smaller triangle and see their ratio. Right, so first thing, let's try to find all the coordinates of this P, Q, and R. And remember, okay, because the question already said midpoints. All right, midpoints. So the ratio, when we take this here, the ratio M1 and M2 will be 1, 1. When we take this BC, the ratio will be 1, 1, and then AC 1, 1. All right, the ratio will be 1:1. Okay, then now let's start with finding the coordinates of P first. All right, so once again I said the ratio will be 1:1, right in the middle. Okay, so now we're considering this. We'll be using a sectional formula, but because we know that P is in the midpoint, M1 and M2 is 1:1, so our formula will simply be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So here for now, this is our x1, this is our y1, and then this is our x2, y2. Right, so if you look, x1 is 0, right? So I have put here, and then x2 is 2, so you can already see 0 plus 2. Then y1 is -1, done, and then y2 is 1. All right, so once we have put the values, then we just have to do the addition and subtraction if necessary. Okay, then 0 plus 2 is 2, which means I'm going to have simply 2 by 2, so I can divide 2 one time, right? So you can already see here. Then -1 plus 1 is obviously 0. All right, so the coordinates of P we're going to get 1, 0. Let's do the same thing with now to find a coordinate of this Q again. Okay, so this will be x1, then this is y1, and then we'll take this to be x2, y2. Once again, Q is the midpoint. Right, so our formula will simply be x1 plus x2 by 2, and then y1 plus y2 by 2. Then x1 is 2, so you can already see, and then x2 is 0, y1 is 1, and then y2 is 3. All right, so simply just putting the values there. All right, then 2 minus 0 is 2. Once again, 2 by 2, so I'll have here 1. Then 1 plus 3 is 4, divided by 2, I'm going to get 2. Then now we've already got the coordinate of even Q. So one more, we have to find the coordinates of R. Right, so here we'll be taking what? Again, once again, A to be x1, y1, and then this will be x2, y2. Once again, remember midpoint, okay, R. So ratio becomes 1:1. Then let's add another formula. Then x1 is 0, so already done. X2 is also 0, right? Then y1 is -1, and then y2 is 3. Right, once we have put the value, we just need to do the simplification. Okay, 0 plus 0 obviously is 0, right? Divided by 2 will still be 0. -1 plus 2, so we're going to get a 2 by 2, and 2 by, if it is, I mean, -1 plus 3, what do we get? We get 2, right? And you can see the denominator by 2, so we can divide this, we're going to get 1. So now we have got all the coordinates of P, Q, and R. So we just have to find the area, both the areas. Okay, so we'll start with finding the area of this bigger triangle first. So we'll take A to be x1, y1, B to be x2, y2, and then x3, y3. So once again, remember, we're trying to find the area of this bigger triangle first. Okay, so we already know the formula, half x1, right on the formula. Then x1, if you look, x1 is 0. All right, then y2 is 1, so here, and then y3 is what? 3. Clear? So just putting the values now. All right, then x2, if you look at x2 is 2, so we have already put here. Y3 is what? Y3 is 3, right? And then y1 is -1. All right, then next we can start again. x3, if you look, x3 is 0, right? And then y1, where y1 is -1, and then y2 is again 1. All right, this minus is there because of the formula here. All right, so once we have put all the values, we just have to simplify. So we have 0 here. 0 multiplied by anything will be 0. Okay, and this minus into minus plus. Once again here 0 is 0, so anything multiplied by 0 will be 0 here. Then we're getting what? 3 plus 1 is 4. Right, so we'll have just simply 2 into 4. We can just subtract these two, and we're going to get the area of triangle ABC to be equal to 4 square units. Then now we'll try to find for the area of the smaller triangle. This, okay, we already know all the coordinates, right? This will be our x1, and this will be y1, and this will be x2, this will be y2. We're taking, okay, and then x3, y3. So same thing, write down the formula and start putting the values here, right? X1 is 1, so you can already see 1. Y2 is 2, so we put the value, and y3 is 1, so the values have been put there. X2 is now again 1, right? Then y3 is 1, and then if you look at y1 is 0. All right, so we'll put the values there. And then now let's go to the next x3, right? So x3 is what? 0, so we can already see 0 is here. Then y1 is 0 again here, and then y2 is 2. All right, so just putting the values. Now we just have to simplify again. So 2 minus 1, we're going to get 1, or simply 1 is outside, right? So 1 into 1. Once again, 1 minus 0 is 1. Then again, this 1 is outside. 0 multiplied by anything is 0. Okay, 1 1's a 1, 1 1's a 1. So if we add these two, we're going to get 2, and if we divide, we're going to simply get the area of this triangle PQR to be equal to 1 square unit. Last part was they were asking us to find a ratio, right? So the smaller divided by the larger, and what do we get? The smaller, we just go with the area to be 1 unit, and a bigger one 4, right? So the ratio between the triangles is how much? 1:4. Studying class 9, that the median of a triangle divides it into equal areas. So we're supposed to verify this result, okay, whose vertices are, they've given us a triangle here. So we're going to take AD to be the median. All right, so can you see that where it has been divided into two triangles, and we know that at a median divides it into two equal areas, right? So we have to prove that the area of this triangle should be equal to the area of this triangle. And before we do that, we'll try to find the coordinate of this D here. All right, what is x, what is y? Once we know that, find the area and prove that a median divides into two equal parts. All right, so the vertice is given and dxy. Now let's find the coordinate of this D. So where m1 is to m2 equals 1:1, because remember this becomes a midpoint of D becomes a midpoint of BC, right? So the ratio will be 1:1. M1 is to M2 will be 1:1. So by using a section formula, x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So this will be x1, y1, x2, y2. So x1 3, x2 5, and then y1 minus 2, and then y2 2, right? Then 3 plus 5, we're going to get 8 divided by 2, so 4, right? And then minus 2 plus 2 is obviously 0. So now we know the coordinate of this point, this. So let's find out the area of both the triangles. Okay, so first is ABD, so let's find the area of this. So this will be x1, y1, x2, y2, and D will be x3, y3. So we've written the formula. Then x1 is 4, we have already written. Y2 is minus 2, y3 is 0, x2 is 3, so here y3 is 0, y1 is minus 6. All right, x3 is 4, then y1 is minus 6, y2 is minus 2. All right, just putting the values. All right, once we are done with that, let's start a simplification. Minus 2 minus 0 minus 2, minus into minus plus, so just 6 here, right? Then minus into minus plus, so we'll have minus 6 plus 2. Then 4 into 2 minus 8, 3 6 are 18, minus 6 plus 2, we're going to get minus 4, right? Then 4 4s are minus 16. So minus 16 plus minus 16 minus 8 will get minus 24. And when you subtract these two, we're going to get minus 6. Then 2 1s are 2 3s are. But remember, area cannot be negative, okay? So we'll take it positive, 3 square units. Let's do the same thing for the other triangle now again. ACD, once again, this is x1, y1, x2, y2, and then this will be x3, y3. All right, we've written the formula. Let's start putting a value. X1 is 4, so you can already see. Y2 is 2, and then y3 is 0. Then x2 is 5, and then y3 is 0. Then y1 is minus 6. Okay, then x3 is how much? X3 is 4, right? So you can see here y1 is -6 and then y2 is 2. All right, so once we have put the values, we just have to simplify them again. All right, then 2 minus 0 is 2, minus 2 minus is plus, so we'll have just 6 here. Then next, -6 minus 2, we're going to get -8. All right, so the next, just multiply 4 2 is 8, 5 6 is 30, 4 into -8 minus 32. Then 38 minus 32, we're going to get 6, 2 1s are 2 3s are, so we got here 3 units. So when we were trying to find for the area of this, how much did we get? We got 3 square units, right? We got this as 3, and when we found for this area again, we got 3. All right, so we have put the area of triangle ABD equals area of triangle AC. So we know that we have proved that this median divides the triangle into 2 equal parts.